The manager laughed. "Excuse me?" The maid repeated, softer. "Lower your voice." The room leaned in again. For a moment, it felt like maybe someone would step in. A well-dressed older man stood. "This isn't right," he said. "You're embarrassing yourselves." Relief rippled. The manager turned. "Sir, please sit." "This is a private matter." The older man hesitated, then sat. "The hope died?" The millionaire clapped once. "See? Even decent people know when to stay quiet." The manager pointed at the maid. "Go to the back now." The maid didn't move. The manager's face hardened. "Security." 2 guards approached. The younger server whispered, "Please." "Just go." The maid looked around the room. Every face, curiosity, judgment, indifference. She exhaled slowly. She reached into her pocket, not for a weapon. "Not for money?" She pulled out her phone. She looked at the screen for half a second, then put it back. The guards grabbed her arms. The room murmured. The millionaire smiled. "That's enough drama," the manager said loudly. "We don't tolerate attitude." The maid allowed herself to be escorted. But as she walked, she spoke, almost to herself. This didn't have to happen. No one understood what she meant. In the hallway, a voice called out in Mandarin, sharp and angry. "Stop!" The guards froze. The voice belonged to the head chef, a middle-aged Chinese man. He stared at the maid, confused. "Where did you learn that?" The maid lowered her eyes again. She answered in English. A long time ago, years earlier. She had been a student, top of her class. Languages came easily, Mandarin, Cantonese, English, French, but talent didn't pay rent. When her mother got sick, degrees meant nothing. She took whatever work she could. Cleaning, serving, silence. She learned something more valuable than language. She learned how power behaves when it thinks no one understands. She endured slurs. She endured looks. She endured nights crying alone. She didn't correct accents. She didn't defend herself because she was waiting. Waiting for the right moment. The chef whispered, her pronunciation. "It's native," the manager snapped. "Enough!" "This is ridiculous." The maid looked at the chef. "Thank you." "Please go back." He hesitated, then obeyed. The guards released her. The room pretended nothing happened. The millionaire finished his drink. Now, as I was saying, the maid returned to her station. She adjusted her apron. Her hands were steady. She glanced once toward the entrance. A man in a dark suit had just walked in. She recognized him immediately. He recognized her too. The man paused when he saw her. He looked around at the room, the tension, the guards. The manager rushed over. "Sir, welcome. VIP table?" The man ignored him. He watched the maid. The millionaire noticed. "Do you know her?" The man smiled faintly. "Yes," the manager laughed nervously. "She's just staff." The man stepped closer to the maid. "Are you okay?" She met his eyes. "I am now," the manager frowned. "Sir, if there's an issue." The man raised a finger. "There is," the millionaire scoffed. "Another hero?" The man turned to him. "You were speaking Mandarin earlier?" The millionaire smirked. "Yes, I enjoy languages." The man nodded. "So do I." He switched to Mandarin. "Perfect. Sharp. You made several grammatical errors." The millionaire stiffened. The man continued. "And you insulted her intelligence. Inaccurate on all counts." The manager's smile faded. "Sir, who are you?" The man reached into his jacket. The room held its breath. He placed a card on the table. The manager picked it up. "Read it." His face drained of color. 1655. The card trembled in his hand. The man spoke calmly. "I'm the regional director for the hospitality group that owns this restaurant." Gasps. The manager stammered. I didn't know." The man raised his hand. "She is not just a maid." He turned to the room. "She is my lead cultural consultant. Fluent in 7 languages. Educated at 2 international universities." The millionaire laughed weakly. "This is a joke." The maid stepped forward. She looked at the millionaire and spoke in Mandarin, flawless, controlled. "You tried to humiliate me using a language you barely respect." Silence, she continued. "You failed." The room froze. The manager dropped the card. The man added, "Everything tonight was recorded." "For training purposes," the manager whispered. "Please." The man shook his head. "You encourage discrimination." He looked at the guards. You followed illegal orders. The guard stepped back. The millionaire stood. I spend more money here than the man cut him off. You are banned from all our properties. The millionaire's mouth opened. No words came. The maid looked at him one last time. Next time, she said softly, choose silence. No one moved. The manager was escorted out. The restaurant breathed again. The maid removed her apron. She placed it neatly on the counter. The younger server whispered, I'm sorry. The maid smiled gently. I know. She turned to leave. The man in the suit opened the door for her. As she walked out, she paused. She looked back at the room, full of people who had watched. She spoke calmly. Understanding a language doesn't make you superior. She glanced at the empty table. Understanding people does. She stepped outside, the door closed. The screen faded to black. Final line, quiet and steady. Those who speak to humiliate often forget someone is always listening. The restaurant went silent the moment the millionaire laughed. You don't understand Mandarin, do you? He said loudly, switching languages mid-sentence, his voice sharp and playful. The manager smirked. Guests leaned in. The black maid stood still, holding a tray, eyes lowered. I said, the millionaire repeated in Mandarin, slower now, crueler, people like you should stay quiet and invisible. A few people chuckled. The manager added in English, Sir, she barely speaks properly. Don't waste your breath. The maid didn't react. Her hands didn't shake, but her jaw tightened. The millionaire waved his glass. Look at her. She's pretending not to hear. This is what happens when you hire charity cases. A woman gasped softly. Someone whispered, That's too far. The manager raised his voice. Miss, stop standing there. Go clean something. The maid took one slow step back. Then the millionaire leaned forward and said one last sentence in Mandarin, smiling. Say thank you. That's all you're good for. The maid's eyes lifted for the first time. The room felt wrong. Dangerously quiet, she opened her mouth, cut to black. Instead of speaking, the maid closed her lips again. She turned and walked toward the kitchen. The laughter returned, louder now. See? The millionaire said. Empty, the manager relaxed, emboldened. Apologies, sir. We sometimes hire people who don't know their place. The word hung in the air. The maid passed a mirror on the wall. Her reflection showed calm, too calm. In the kitchen, a younger server whispered, Are you okay? The maid nodded once. I'm fine. Her accent was strange, controlled. The server blinked. You don't sound like... Please, the maid said softly. Not now? Back in the dining room, the manager was enjoying the attention. He leaned over the millionaire's table. Sir, dessert is on us, for the inconvenience. The millionaire grinned. Good, maybe next time. Hire staff who understand real language? A man at another table frowned. That was unnecessary, the manager snapped. Sir, mind your business. Power made him loud. The maid returned, carrying a teapot. The manager blocked her path. Careful, don't spill. This tea costs more than your monthly salary. She met his eyes for half a second. There was no fear, just calculation. The millionaire leaned back. I travel the world, he said loudly. I speak 5 languages. Mandarin is the best test. It separates intelligence from... He looked at the maid. Labor. The word hit harder than a slap. The maid poured tea. Perfectly, not a drop spilled. Her phone vibrated once in her pocket. She didn't check it. The manager scoffed. Don't let her fool you. Silence is all she has. The maid straightened, eyes distant, like she was listening to something no one else could hear. Then she spoke quietly to the manager. You should lower your voice.